Hello everyone, Gaming with Big Green, and we're here in Lands of Jail, and we're looking at Turmoil Siege. Now this event is very fun, but it can be shocking because of all the waves of attacks that you get. So we're going to go over the instructions. You can see here, I'm already started going over the instructions with the team here, and then you can see right here that all of us are sharing our locations. This is very important. We do this as a pre-setup before we start the event. And we're going to show everyone now the steps that we go through to start the event. So before the event starts off, you want to make sure to tell everyone to garrison their gates. So you go into the gate and you want to make sure you have strong characters, preferably defense characters. I probably should swap Phoenix out on the left. Hellfire is a very good one in the middle. And again, the shooter, I probably could have went with defense, but you want to make sure that green check mark is on all the way in the top left. So you go into here, garrison, then go all the way to the top and make sure that green check mark is on. Make sure you have your team do that. And then you want to make sure that you have no troops in the medical station. Empty out your medical station because on the later rounds, the event hits pretty hard. So your troops will end up going in there. So you want to make sure that you don't have any in there so that way it doesn't fill up. Now if it overfills, it goes to the recruitment center. So again, once you do that, you have your troops, you basically share your location, you tap on your city, go all the way to the top right corner and press share to your alliance. And then you start sharing your, you know what I'm saying, you want to let people know where you're at, get your troops, and then you start the event. Now this is what the event looks like. As you guys can see, there is waves and waves of people coming after our jails. Yep, all them little red lines, every single person on your team is attacked. Now you can see at the bottom, in Alliance, there's 99 plus right here in War. So that will show you that these guys are coming after every single person. Now, some things to keep in mind about this event. In here is also very important, but you can see your defeats on the bottom, but we're going to show that coming up. So you'll see, I'm going to try to leave some of the calls and stuff. So as you guys can see right here, I'm letting them know we're going to be basically holding tight until wave 7. At wave 7, that's going to switch to online players. Now that's very important. So basically on level 7, he's going to target only the people that are online. And the little trick that you want to do for this is you're going to want to tap on the top left corner when you're in the main view, and you can see like all the reinforcements on the top left corner. If you tap on that, you will go through and it will show you where all your troops are. So when wave 7 hits, you know what I'm saying, you just basically want to quickly tap on the left side and confirm that you have your troops in the building that he's about to hit. Now we're going to show you what that looks like on here. So a very important thing you want to do is also keep an eye on your event page. Now, whoever's calling out, which would be like me or your leader or R4 would be calling out. So you don't really want to try to interrupt their concentration because they're going to be bouncing back and forth between this page and trying to watch the game. So as you can see, I got level 5 coming, but now right there that just popped up on the right hand side, I can look and I can see exactly when level 5 will hit us. So that's very important, especially when you do the recall phase. If you are the ones calling out, if you're the person that takes control and lets people know, you want to watch that last page, that little, I guess, what was that, lighthouse thing to the right? You want to look in there to make sure level 9 is coming at you, and when level 9 hits you, that will go away, and then you can call recall. Because a lot of times it will show level 10 on the event page, and a lot of people think, oh my god, level 10's here, it says the Sentry towers, let me recall, and level 9 hasn't hit yet. So it's always important to wait for someone to call out recall. And then another very good and also important tip, the Sentry towers, you only want to bring your best troops when you go in there. So like level 10 and level 20, that's what stages this event goes after the Sentry towers. Now you have to put them up prior to this event, and when you put them up, if you don't garrison them very good, they will get destroyed on level 10, and you won't have access to them on level 20. Now you can only send one set of troops in there. Now we're not going to have this be the full length video because there's a lot of video for this event. I got almost 40 minutes of video, so we're going to end up probably cutting this down. But I'm leaving this up so you guys can see the tips I'm giving out, why this event's going on. And another important thing is once you get into the Sentry turrets, you want to make sure you have the highest person with the cap room up at the top. So as soon as that person gets in, appoint them to the top, so that way you can fill that torrent without having to kick, you know what I'm saying? Well, if you're at capacity, when troops get there, they're just going to turn around and leave. So it's very important to try to get the highest person in there first. So now, as everyone can see, level 6 is about to complete. We're waiting for that to hit us. We got 30 seconds. Once level 6 hits us, I'm going to tell the team to check, and then we're going to show you guys what it looks like when you actually go through and check for online members. Now this happens again, I think 2 or 3 times, I believe twice, past level 10. I'm not 100% sure what levels they are. I think it's like 14 and 17 or something like that. But again, it happens 2 or 3 times after level 10. Now also levels 17, 18, 19, I have everyone check on the bottom left where it says defeats. You want to check there. So now right here, we're going to tell everyone wave 7 is coming in 20 seconds. We're giving everyone a heads up. All right, so very important. This is also a very, very important step, because if he attacks and you don't have troops in a prison that he's attacking on this wave, you're going to lose out on points. So now it's very important that everyone gets used to doing this. Now, this has a lot of first-time people doing this event, so I'm basically explaining everyone what to do when this level 7 comes, and that way they're more prepared for level, I think 14 or 15, whatever the next online level is. They're going to know what to check when I say check. Well, kind of. I'll put that in the video, because when I say check later on, you'll see what happens. But you want to zoom in, go through the left. All right, so I'm tapping on the left, and I'm looking to see red lines going to, yup, red line, red line. You want to make sure you have a red line on level 7. I'm going through. I'm just tapping on the left. All the ones that say reinforcing, it's very important to check. So you want to make sure you're getting all the points from each of these rounds. It's very important, guys. Make sure you do this step. Again, you want to make sure someone calls out online's coming and online is here on these stages. Once you get through this stage, it's very important to focus on the recall stage. Now we have level 8 and then level 9. So you can see level 7 still hasn't completed. So this is very important. This is where a lot of people usually mess up, myself included. But you really want to make sure that you pay attention on level 9, and want to make sure you keep an eye on that little lighthouse thing that tells you when you're about to get attacked, because you want to wait until that thing goes away and then call the recall, and then put the target up on this alliance page for the members to quickly find it. So you got to do a lot in a very little, it seems like a lot in a little bit of time, but you actually have a lot of time. Like you have like 2-3 minutes to get this done. So people shouldn't jump early. You shouldn't leave level 9 to go to the headquarters, because you're losing out on points. He only attacks the headquarters on level 10. So if you leave level 9 to go to level 10, you're basically hurting yourself. You're not getting points. You're not getting points for the team. So leaving early to go to the headquarters is just stupid. If you do that, you're not too bright, because you're missing out on points. Follow instructions from your team. Wait until you hear recall, and then go to level 10, or go to the torrents on level 10. Like, I mean, there's no reason to jump early. You have 3 minutes from level 9 to level 10. So just follow instructions of your team leader. You know what I'm saying? If they say recall and you go to the torrents, there should not be already people in there. You know what I'm saying? People need to be patient. Because if you leave early to try to get into the torrent to get points, you're missing out on points from level 9. So it's just not a smart move to do. Make sure you stay put for level 9 and then get into the torrents for level 10. And again, don't bring too many troops, because 9 times out of 10, if someone don't listen, don't wait, and wants to jump early to the torrents, they're bringing a full roster of troops, which isn't correct. So a lot of times what I'll do, I'll get in there, point myself captain, and I'll kick them out of the torrent just for not listening. So again, very important that you always listen to instructions and follow the chat, because you know what I'm saying? Like, you think you can have a leg up. Oh, I'm going to sneak myself and get into the torrents. I'm going to bring as many troops as I want. Guess what? I'll kick you out of that torrent. So again, follow instructions, everyone. That's very important. And again, you want to make sure you bring enough troops, and only your high level troops, so everyone can fit into the torrents. You want to make sure that's a good garrison. And again, if you bring more than just one tier of troops, if you bring level 7, level 6, you're stopping other people from bringing all level 7s. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to make sure you only bring your highest level troops possible. So very important. Again, guys, now you can see we got level 9 coming in about a minute or so. Now, we're not probably going to take you through the later stages of this event. I don't want this video to be too long. I'm trying to just get people the basic understanding of this event, because this event is very fun. And once you get to this point, you basically kind of pick up the understanding, because basically level 11 through 12, or level 11 through 20 is basically the same thing over again. So once you do 1 through 10, 11 through 20 is going to be the same thing pretty much. So they just hit harder every wave, and you got to make sure if you're eliminated, this is very important, if you're showing 2 for 2 on the bottom part, you want to make sure you don't go to the torrents on level 20. That will stop your team from gaining more points. If you have eliminated people in there, that point won't count towards your team score, and you will get a lower team score at the end. So you want to make sure on level 15, you start having people check for eliminations. Like, hey guys, look down at the bottom, make sure you check. Okay, and if you're hitting level 19 and you're 0 for 2, you're good for 20. If you're at level 19 and you're 1 for 2, make sure you check before you send to the torrents on level 20. Very important. I hope people take this information to heart, because it is the best way to get points for your team. I always place really high in these events. I've been doing these events for well over a year now. I do these sometimes a couple times a week between both games. It can almost feel like I can do these events with my eyes closed. But you get into the same repetition of doing these over and over and over again. You will see it's just the same pointers, same tips, same things that we always do. So now in here, we're garnishing. Like I said, I'm only bringing my level 9 troops. And you want to make sure to point. Now you see the capacity on the top, 473,000. So I'm going to point myself to the top, because I have a higher capacity. So we're going to switch myself to the top, 533. Now again, I'm not going to do it right now, but when this event happens again, I'm going to start looking through that right there, that garrison, and if they don't have the right troops or too many troops, and they're trying to be selfish and take up spots away from the other members, I will kick them out of that torrent, and they'll miss out on the points. So make sure you guys follow instructions, bring the right amount of troops, whatever the team lead is calling for this event. If they're calling out for 40,000 troops, make sure you guys listen and bring that. This game is all about following instructions and listening to your team leaders. So very important that you guys do that. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why we're saying don't bring all your troops, because we want everyone to try to get in there, and it's just smarter if you can fool the capacity of people. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather have 15 people bring level 7 troops than 7 people that brings level 1 through 7 troops. You know what I'm saying? It's just smarter, you know? So again, guys, this is level 10, and this happens again on level 20. So it's very important that you save them, because now on level 10, if you don't garnish them right, they will get destroyed. So after this attack, if you don't have a good garnish on it, and again, that's probably because people are bringing way too many of the wrong troops, these will get destroyed. And level 20, you guys are going to be SOL. All right. And you can Google that if you don't know what that means. So, very important to do this. Very important to check the online members. And we showed you guys how to start this event. Green check mark on the gate. Very important. Troops out of the hospital. And then share your locations, because that's a good tip, because when you guys do that before the event kicks off, when you're sharing your location, you guys know the people are online. So when you hit level 7 first off, you don't have to do a lot of switching. Now, again, when this event starts and you log off, that's going to take you out of the online membership. Like, so if I have my troops and someone and they log off and it goes to an online, that's why I always say check, because that red line won't go to them buildings. So, you know what I'm saying? It's very important to make sure that you get, the whole idea of this event is basically you want to reinforce, you get points for your troops reinforcing against his attack. So it's very important to do that. That's why we try to send out as many reinforcements as we can. We use all the queues. We just use equalize and send them out. Again, if you have your green check mark on, you can send your characters out afterwards. As long as that green check is on, you will remain characters at your gate to protect. So very important. But we're not going to go too much longer with this. I'm just showing you guys, we just got done recalling out of the stations and we're redistributing now. And again, you want to share on this point. Once people get used to doing this stuff, you'll see, like, when you recall, people will start sharing the locations, and the next time we do this event, people will have a better understanding on what to do. And you still want to call out, like the way I'm calling out on this. You always want to have someone calling out, always. I don't care how many times you do this event, how comfortable you are with this event, you always want to make sure you have someone guiding. This event can get really hectic, and if you have questions during this event, it's best not to ask the person calling out. It's best to, like, if you're an R4 and you see someone asking the guy calling out some questions, try to answer the questions so the person guiding doesn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them, and if you don't know, just be like, hey, hold on, or something, like, you know what I'm saying? You basically don't want to interrupt the concentration of the guy that's basically guiding every single member. But we're probably going to cut the video off right here coming up, because we basically just covered all the very important tips. And like I said, 11 through 20 is basically the same thing over again. You're going to have online members. Just the only other thing that's different is you watch for the eliminations on basically level 15 through 20, because he starts hitting harder. So I hope this video helps a lot of people. We have a ton more content coming. Land the Jails is actually starting to pick up. We're about to hit Generation 2 coming up shortly. We're going to have a lot more coverage on the events. The more this game picks up, the more coverage we're going to end up having on this event. We're going to have this game all the way into the server versus server time frame and beyond. I really like this game. So if you guys are into strategy, community games, this game has a lot to it. There's a lot to unpack. That's why we put videos out. We do have a playlist to help players. So guys, big green community, I love you all. Thank you all for coming out. I hope this video helped people. I hope you guys have fun during this event. I love this event. The rewards are amazing. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all shortly. Thank you.